Witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie.
Welcome,
Dzień
ladies
dobry.
and gentlemen, most
Witam
cordially.
na
Good
konferencji
afternoon.
przed
Let
inauguracją
me welcome you to the
19.
conference
Międzynarodowego
inaugurating the
Konkursu
19th
imienia
International
Fryderyka
Fryderyk
Chopina,
Chopin Piano
który
Competition.
inaugurujemy już pojutrze, ale
It
dzisiaj bardzo
opens
ważne
only
wydarzenie,
the
bo
day after
losowanie
tomorrow,
litery,
yet the
od
very
której
important
rozpoczną
event
się
happens today.
zmagania
We will
konkursowe
draw the
w
letter,
tym
first
roku.
letter of the name of
Witam
the
bardzo
first
serdecznie
participant in the
przedstawicieli
competition this
władz
year.
państwa,
Let me welcome most
przedstawicieli
cordially
jury z
representatives
jego
of
przewodniczącym
state
Garykiem
authorities,
Olsonem,
members
przedstawicieli
of the
naszych
jury,
partnerów,
its
współorganizatorów,
chairman Garrick
a
Olson
także
notably,
mecenasów i
representatives
sponsorów
of our
konkursu.
partners,
No i na
co-organizers,
początek proszę
as well as
pozwolić mi
sponsors
zaprosić
of the
na
competition.
estradę pana
Please
ministra
first let
Wojciecha
me
Kolarskiego,
invite
który odczyta list
to
od
the
prezydenta
stage
Rzeczypospolitej
Minister
Polskiej,
Wojciech
pana
Kolarski,
Karola
who
Nawrockiego.
will
Panie
read
ministrze,
the
zapraszam.
letter of the President of the Republic of Poland, Mr. Karol Nawrocki. Minister, the floor is yours.
To wielki honor reprezentować
It is a great honor to represent the President of the Republic of Poland, but also a great joy to represent the honorary patron during today's event,
międzynarodowego konkursu.
during the 19th International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition.
Odczytać teraz list, który
I
prezydent
will
skierował
let myself
do
read
państwa.
out the letter that the President sent to you, to us,
Dzisiejszego wydarzenia i
to the participants in this event today,
słuchaczy
and the participants and the audience
zmagania.
who will accompany the
Szanowni
competition.
Serdecznie
Distinguished
pozdrawiam
ladies and gentlemen,
wszystkich
let me extend my most cordial greetings to all who have arrived at the 19th International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition, members of the jury, performance, musicologists, journalists, and the audience, in a word, all the music lovers gathered here for this magnificent celebration of music, thanks to the competition devoted to the works of the most eminent composer of the Polish Romanticism. In the coming 3 weeks, Warsaw becomes the capital of the global piano music. No exaggeration, this is an expression of the great input of the organizers and ability to present to the international audience Chopin's genius. In 2 years, we will celebrate the centenary of the competition. Of course, with the winners of this competition, the 19th. The future competitors will then be practicing the repertoire and planning their entries for 2030. For we have a phenomenon here. For nearly a century, this event is becoming the start of the artistic path to the pianistic Parnassus. It is precisely in Poland, the homeland of Chopin, during the greatest of the competitions of his work, the careers of the winners, appreciated by the audience, gain incredible momentum. This is how the world stages were claimed and captured by the virtuosos winning in Warsaw, Marta Argerich, Maurizio Polini, Halina Czerny-Stefańska, and many others. Probably the situation is going to be the same with the pianists, who will be awarded by the jury during their coming competition. Soon, this distinguished bevy will be joined by further artists winnowed from the 85 winners of this year's preliminary round. I congratulate all those who have qualified, representing many countries, often distant from Poland, geographically and culturally. I am full of awe for your magnificence and this extraordinary skill of interpreting the words, which in a particular way tell the tale of missing the homeland. I admire your skill of rendering the mood of romanticism when Poland, divided between Poland, Russia and Prussia, was in mourning, having lost its freedom. Thank you for standing up to the competitions of a man who was exceptional, not only for our nation, but for all Europe and our contemporary world. I wish you an unbelievable level of invention in working with Chopin. Let this celebration bring together all the music lovers together in their awe for magnificence of Chopin's works. I wish all the participants luck during the following rounds, and to the audience many reasons to admire and to love the music. With yours respectfully, President of the Republic of Poland, Karol Nawrocki.
Bardzo dziękujemy, panie ministrze. Pan minister Wojciech Kolarski odczytał list.
Thank you very much, Minister. That was Minister Wojciech Kolarski reading a message from the President of the Republic of Poland, who traditionally extended his honorary patronage to the Warsaw competition in Kraków. May I now invite Ms. Marta Cienkowska, the Minister of Culture and National Heritage of the Republic of Poland. Good afternoon, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's this unbelievably exciting moment that we have waited for many years, I believe. Not only we in the ministry, but primarily the music world. This meeting to me has an exceptional dimension as we are inaugurating one of the most important cultural events in the world. And I say these words absolutely convinced because the 19th International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition, the competition that for nearly a century not only shapes the history of the world piano music, it is also a Polish brand in culture, is held here in Warsaw, where careers of pianists are born. Later they become ambassadors of Chopin and our country in all the continents. The interest in the competition, both among the candidates for participants and the audience, increases from one edition to another. In 2021, only on the YouTube channel of the Chopin Institute was watched by more than 4.5 million. They watched more than 1 million of hours of transmission. Do you know how much it is? It's 114 years and 54 days, just to be sure how much that is. The concert of the winners gathered 1,800,000 people only in front of the television sets of Polish TV. There were 500 entrants last time, and this is now an absolute record because there were 642 entrants this year. That's an unbelievable scale for any other event that concerns classical music. The winners of the competition create the history of international pianism of the 20th and 21st centuries, and the interest in Chopin's music goes always further and further beyond just the time frame of his life. The presence of Chopin in the ministry's pursuits is especially strong this year. Yesterday, in the Teatr Wielki National Opera, Chopin, a film directed by Michał Kwieciński, took place yesterday. I believe that this film has the greatest opportunity to reach wide echelons of the audiences, not only in Poland, but also in the world. Not much earlier, because late in August, early in September, we held the Chopin Week in Osaka in Japan, the space of meeting of artists and cultural exchange between Poland and Japan. And today, we are introducing one of the most important events in the cultural world. Let a testimony to its power be the fact that just the preliminary round was watched by over 3,500,000 online viewers. Every edition of the competition becomes a leverage for exceptionally efficient promotion of Polish culture and the promotion of classical music, especially among the broad echelons of audiences in the most different corners of the world. This year's edition has a special status because it opens the celebration of the centenary of the competition, which will take place in 2027. And we will celebrate it through a series of events and projects in the coming 5 years, crowning it in 2030 with the 20th competition. And let me now say that work on multi-year governmental program continues. It will make it possible to run this fantastic jubilee. However, as the Ministry of Culture and our institutions, we have created a lavish offer of events around the competition, which we have run for several months now. This year, those projects that will make it possible to spread Chopin's music, the Ministry of Culture and National Heritage, in cooperation with the Ministry of Finance, has earmarked altogether 27 million Polish zloty. May I now thank Minister Domański for cooperation, because it is thanks to his understanding and favor, understanding of what Chopin and the Chopin brand are for us, we can carry out these projects. The fund I've mentioned will support not only the broad educational activity, which obviously is important while building the social capital and civil society. Yet I would like to turn your attention most to the subject of all the activities addressed to the most important target group, that is the youngest audience. Thanks to this support, we've organized 16 educational programs, Chopin dla najmłodszych, which we have run in 150 sites all around Poland. And very soon, on the day of inauguration of the Chopin competition, on the 2nd of August, Chopin Edukacyjny program will be launched, a series of concerts in smaller locations for preschool and early school children. And the first of those concerts will be held in Łęczna. I very cordially invite you to that concert. The events I'm referring to, thanks to their great variety, are highly inclusive. They bring together Chopin's music and more extensively classical music with other music genres, for example jazz, folk, and even with popular culture and sport. The offer of these activities is something we've been carrying since early 2025, and it is very important that they take Chopin's music out to smaller cultural centers. A great example was what the National Center for Culture did, Chopin locally, a series of 30 competitions in selected regions. We went to Białowieża, Janów Lubelski, Hajnówka and Tarnogród. And of course, admission to all these events was free. Another project that we are greatly proud of is the Chopin Effect. It is a series of 300 educational concerts, symphonic concerts, and recitals by young Polish participants of the previous rounds of Chopin competition, organized far away from the major metropolitan centers. The program starts with the Chopin competition and will last till the end of 2025. And we really reach the places where really several thousand people live. Duszniki, Znrój, Sieniawa, Szczuczyn, Kuźminek, Skwilno are just a handful. 5 of 300 locations we will reach with this program. Only for the series of these concerts, we earmarked 7 million Polish zloty. Holidays is the time of a great project, Chopin meets Jazz, the summer jazz stage in Żelazowa Wola. And just this very project and just this very series of concerts has gathered more than 3,000, a great audience. All those ideas surrounding the Chopin competition are also the ideas that start from grassroots, from people around us. Recently we had Piano Congress, the initiative of Polish piano tuners, when you could see the largest exhibition of keyboard instruments in Poland and participate in more than 40 lectures, seminars, concerts and workshops. Our partners organized during the Chopin competition the music lovers zones, places where you'll be able to watch how young pianists compete, listen to the concerts live and also participate in workshops. Warsaw Culture Centers will hear the recitals by the participants of the competition. You can see a magnificent exhibition, Chopin the Romantic in Artbox Experience. The number of those events is really mind-blowing, and one of absolutely unprecedented projects is the cooperation between the Fryderyk Chopin Institute and Legia Warszawa Football Club, because just a week ago Chopin's music, illustrated with a multimedia laser show, for the first time resounded in the football stadium of Legia before the team played Jagiellonia Białystok. In a new arrangement, very powerful, stunning, both the football fans and lovers of classical music. So it will not be an exaggeration to say that the setting and the panache of this year's competition is the greatest in the history of the event. We are not stopping at that, just now looking forward to the following competitions beyond 19th. All the actions that we take as the Ministry of Culture and the institutions that report to us and by our partners are of extreme importance to us, because culture is not an elitist luxury but the right of every citizen, and Chopin must resound both in the grand concert halls and in the little towns, in stadiums, in the jazz clubs, in the space of our everyday life. Which is why I am proud to emphasize that Chopin brings together worlds, melds tradition with the current, culture and education, and even, as you have heard, art with sports. Beginning with today, Warsaw, Poland and the world will again live on Chopin. This competition proves that through competition we can build identity, reinforce our identity and share it with other nations. I invite everyone to follow the competition and accompanying events. May Chopin's music inspire you, just like for generations it's inspired Poland and the whole world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.
Bardzo dziękujemy, pani minister, chociaż jeszcze zaproszę panią do
Thank you very
wylosowania
much,
litery, ale
Minister.
to
I will be
zapraszamy
inviting
dyrektora
you to
konkursu
draw the
zarazem
letter, but
dyrektora
this will take
Narodowego
place in a
Instytutu
minute.
Fryderyka Chopina,
May I
pana
now
Artura
invite the director of the
Szpelera,
competition
który
and
opowie
director
nam o
of the
szczegółach związanych z
Chopin
konkursem, a także
Institute,
od
Mr.
tego
Artur
zaczniemy,
Szklener, will tell
zaprezentuje
us
naszą
now
kampanię
about
społeczną.
the details of the competition, and he will also present our social campaign. Minister, Mr. President, following upon what the Minister said, may I turn attention to combining music with sport. Professor Żurawlew, opening this competition, paid attention to his dream. He dreamt that young people would be interested in Chopin's music as much as they're interested in sport. And now, 2 months ago, there was an absolutely different situation. This was the board of the sports club and football fans that had an initiative. They were so inspired with the Chopin competition that they were ready to honor that. I see that for a century of Chopin competition, such a reversal of roles is really worth emphasizing. Bringing together pianism, art, with the audience is the essence of any performative art. And it is also the reason why our campaign follows the promotional motto, Chopin is also my history. We want to show how Chopin's music, how the Chopin competition change our lives. Let's see.
Jest tęsknota na obczyźnie polską. To zależy, może inni nie, ale ja tak. Bardzo dużo dają Chopina w radiu. Chciałabym, żeby konkurs chopinowski trwał w nieskończoność. To nie może, to nie powinno przemieniać. Jak Chopin przeminie, to świat przeminie.
Lucia pensaba dejar el piano antes del viaje a la edición del premio Chopin en Varsovia.
Volver y parecía otra persona. Le pedí a mi profesora, por favor, que me pusiera un nocturno de Chopin porque quería tocar algo de él, porque venía enamorada de él. Y la verdad que sí, creo que cambió mi vida radicalmente. Yo decidí dedicarme 100% a la música.
今24歳で大阪府のちょうどコロナの時期20歳ぐらいの時に家で過ごす時間が増えてショパンコンクールを聴いてショパンが好きで、今も聴いたり弾いたりしています。今の夢の一つがポーランドで実際にショパンコンクールの本戦を見ること。
W październiku najczęściej jeszcze mam wykopki i to się nakłada na eliminację do konkursu chopinowskiego. Z lubością słucham tych przesłuchań z radia, w ciągniku. To mi pomaga, to mnie resetuje. Chopin jest dostępny wszędzie, żebyśmy tylko chcieli z tego korzystać. Powinniśmy korzystać, ja korzystam.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, speaking of participants of the Chopin competition, I'd like to pay attention to this quote that comes from the chairman of the competition jury, who will address us in a moment, Professor Garrick Olson. These are words that I believe answer the question that we hear very often. What makes the Chopin competition so specific? It is precisely Chopin's music. Professor Olson said, you need to be extremely good, but besides that, this music is so difficult. It has everything bare, you cannot hide anything, and it does call for all the skills, beginning with the fantastic technique to the song-like quality and this nobility of sound, refinement of sound. I believe in this spirit it would be ideal to welcome now the heroes of this competition, its participants. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For you, the competition in fact has started because the timetable that you can see on the following screen shows that today is not only the day of the conference, but we also draw the letter, the first letter of the name of the first contestant. But the participants started selecting their pianos already yesterday. An exceptional moment and very emotional. That's when an artist is facing the stage, the sound, and makes a choice for the whole competition. The competition lasts until the 20th of October. On the night of 20th, 21st, we will learn who has won. Especially important it is, and I'd like to pay attention to it, of course, besides what the minister said, that we prepared this competition for many months, but it's been accompanied by many events held here in Warsaw and in Żelazowa Wola. Can I have the next slide, please? I'd like you to pay attention to three exhibitions that take place in parallel. Romantic Life is what shows the Parisian environment. Ari Scheffer, Delacroix, and other Chopin's friends' works are presented there. Then A Theatre Well Buttoned Up are the stage dolls of George Sand's son. You can plunge into this magic world of the puppet theatre. In our Philharmonic, a la Net Blue, homage to Janusz Olejniczak. The competition starts in 2 days. On the 2nd of October, from an exceptional competition that will bring together on the stage winners of 4 editions, Dang Tyson, Juliana Avdeeva, Garik Olson, and Eric Liu. They will play also Jan Sebastian Bach's concerto. As we informed you earlier, 84 participants qualified from 19 countries all around the world. This is the map. We are especially happy to see so many Polish participants, but especially the fact that the participants do come from majority of continents. This year the competition is very strictly analyzed. Something I'd like to turn your attention to are the changes in the rules and regulations. In the first stage we will hear the waltzes. We want the jury from the very first moments to learn this lightness and dance quality of Chopin's music performed by the artist. This means that in the second stage participants will have more time in the second stage and they will be able to play the whole cycle of preludes, opus 28. To me, it is very important. They could have played this series previously, and now it returns to the second stage. Preludes are a particular microcosm of miniatures, building this beautiful Chopin kaleidoscope. In the third stage, sonata returns, the largest form, the one that demands most maturity from the player, from the performer, and the change that stimulates most questions. The final program will be complemented with a Polonaise Fantasia, one of Chopin's most mature pieces, which in this last moment of the final verdict will allow not only us to hear the brilliant style, but also the very modern, prophetic Chopinism. The prizes in the competition are much higher than in the previous ones, but I believe that something that's most important in this competition are not the monetary prizes, but the prestige that this competition entails. Finally, the jury of this competition, you know. The chairman of the competition jury, Garik Olson, is with us. The members are John Allison, Juliana Avdeeva, Michel Berov, Chen Sa, Dang Tyson, Akiko Ebi, Nelson Gerner, Krzysztof Jabłoński, Momo Kodama, Kevin Kenner, Robert McDonald, Piotr Paleczny, Ewa Pobłocka, Katarzyna Popowa-Zydroń, John Rink, and Wojciech Świtała. When it comes to the winners doing the tour of the world, apart from the prestige and invitation by numerous worldwide concert halls, we believe, lasting for many years, the grand prize of the competition. Look, this is the list of the countries that will host the winners of the competition. It is extending from one edition to another, and I believe that this map quite clearly shows why in the following rounds of the competition the number of applicants is on the rise. I believe that's all from me, because our following joint moment will be drawing the letter, the first letter of the name of the first contestant. Thank you. Thank you very much, Director.
A tak szybko się Państwo nie dowiedzą, która to litera. Zapraszam teraz
You won't learn the letter so quickly. May I now invite the chairman of the competition jury. It's time for Garik Olson, and I will translate him consecutively into Polish.
Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Minister, thank you for being here today. This is an awesome moment in the musical world and the cultural world. This competition throughout my lifetime has always been one of the top 2 or 3 considered in importance and prestige. and now it's dangerously close to becoming the absolutely top of the field.
Szanowni Państwo, witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie. To niezwykle ważna chwila dla muzyki poważnej. Przez całe moje życie konkurs chopinowski był jednym z 2-3 najważniejszych konkursów na świecie, a w tej chwili niebezpiecznie zbliża się do bycia tym zdecydowanym numerem 1.
This may be attributed to many things, but I will stick to musical matters and say that Chopin, like all great composers, has to be played very well. And like all great composers, he presents a series of particular difficulties.
Przejdę od razu do istoty rzeczy, spraw muzycznych. Muzyka Chopina, jak każdego innego wielkiego kompozytora, musi być wykonywana bardzo dobrze i jest to muzyka, która stwarza bardzo wiele bardzo szczególnych trudności wykonawcom.
At the time of Chopin's life, the piano was an instrument that was developing. By the end of the 19th century, long after Chopin's death, maybe even, let's say, in the last years of the life of Liszt or Brahms, we had modern pianos almost identical to what we will hear in this competition.
Za życia Fryderyka Chopina fortepian rozwijał się i podlegał licznym przemianom pod koniec wieku XIX, czyli dość długo po śmierci Chopina, ale jeszcze za życia Johannesa Brahmsa. Można powiedzieć, że ukształtował się instrument, który był prawie identyczny z tymi, które usłyszymy na estradzie koncertowej Filharmonii.
Chopin himself changed the development of the piano and what can be done on the piano. The instrument was developing, composition was developing, technical advances were happening, and he was the greatest composer and genius who understood what could be done with the new pianos in terms of sound and also human capability.
Fryderyk Chopin bardzo przyczynił się do rozwoju fortepianu, rozwijała się jego muzyka tak jak rozwijały się instrumenty. On doskonale potrafił zrozumieć, co z tych nowych rozwijających się instrumentów można wydobyć poprzez dzieła, poprzez pewną śpiewność, ale także poprzez ludzką zdolność przebiegania palcami po klawiaturze.
And I think it would be fair, I hope my colleague Piotr Paleczny will agree with me, that for a pianist who can play the Chopin etudes reasonably well, there isn't much in the whole piano repertory from that time or even after that cannot be done.
I chciałbym powiedzieć, i mam nadzieję, że mój znakomity kolega obecny tu, Piotr Paleczny, zgodzi się ze mną, że jeżeli ktoś potrafi w miarę przyzwoicie, dość dobrze zagrać wszystkie etiudy Fryderyka Chopina, to już w całym repertuarze pianistycznym nie znajdzie się dla niego nic, co sprawiłoby mu szczególną trudność.
In other words, Chopin established a basis and almost a human limit for what can be done with 10 fingers on a piano.
Można zatem powiedzieć, że Chopin stworzył podstawy, a może wyznaczył granice tego, co człowiek przy pomocy 10 palców uczynić może na klawiaturze fortepianu.
But this brings another problem, because when we're speaking about sound, we're not speaking about abstract noise, we're speaking about meaning and emotion.
Ale tu pojawia się kolejny problem, dlatego że nie mówimy tutaj o dźwięku jako po prostu jakimś abstrakcyjnym rodzaju brzmienia, a o zaklętych w dźwięku znaczeniach i emocjach.
And this is one of the greatest challenges for the jury, but of course, as even I said, we are looking for excellent technical development, superb sound, musical understanding, sophistication, finesse, heart, and that extra something magic.
I oczywiście to stanowi ogromne wyzwanie dla jury. Jak powiedziałem, co widzieli Państwo na cytacie, w cytacie, oczywiście szukamy ludzi biegłych technicznie, doskonale rozumiejących tę muzykę, przekazujących poprzez nią uczucia z otwartym sercem i jeszcze posiadających coś więcej, co trudno jest zdefiniować.
And Chopin is perhaps, of all the great composers, the most heart and emotion driven.
I jeśli idzie o Chopina, to ze wszystkich wielkich kompozytorów to jest chyba ten, który najbardziej ukształtowany jest, czy też najbardziej ufundowany jest na bardzo silnych emocjach.
So we on the jury have to not only have our ears clean and fresh and be able to analyze, we actually have to listen for the particular personal poetry that a candidate can bring to this music without distorting it beyond what each of us think is a reasonable dimension.
I oczywiście wszyscy jurorzy muszą świeżym uchem wsłuchiwać się w kolejne wykonania, ale ich zadaniem tak naprawdę jest odnalezienie czegoś, co nazwałbym rodzajem osobistej poezji, którą muszą odnaleźć w dziełach Fryderyka Chopina, ale w taki sposób, żeby dzieł tych swoją interpretacją nie zniekształcić.
And just as we try to be fair, it's also impossible to eliminate the inner unconscious feelings and feelings really we have about how a piece of music should be played. So we have also the danger of we hear two notes and something inside of it says, oh no, or oh yes.
Oczywiście wszyscy mamy swoje odruchy instynktowne, swoje uczucia, bo mamy wyobrażenie o tym, jak muzyka Chopina powinna brzmieć. No i to jest ogromne niebezpieczeństwo, bo już po usłyszeniu dwóch dźwięków możemy powiedzieć o nie albo o tak.
Yes, I mean, Chopin without an individual connection from the interpreter is really not the Chopin that the whole world loves. And yet Chopin's music can be realized in numerous different ways, and it is legitimate for a jury of 17 distinguished pianists and musicians to have absolute differences of opinion about these things sometimes. So we won't agree always, and that's maybe a fine thing.
Oczywiście Chopin bez niewidocznej więzi emocjonalnej w dziele nie byłby tak naprawdę Chopinem, ale przecież mamy w jury 17 znakomitych muzyków. Każdy z nich ma inne wyobrażenie o tym, jak ta muzyka powinna zabrzmieć i myślę, że nie będzie tak, że zawsze będziemy się ze sobą zgadzali i myślę, że to dobrze.
To put it a bit more simply, Chopin without magic is dry as dust. But Chopin without structure and compositional integrity will also make you sick because of an excess of hormonal excitement and drug-induced feelings that we don't want.
Oczywiście Chopin pozbawiony magii jest czymś suchym i pustym, ale jednocześnie Chopin, w którym zabrakłoby porządku, muzycznej struktury, jest czymś, co może także spowodować chorobę słuchacza, jeśli byłaby to interpretacja, w której na pierwszy plan jakieś narkotyczne szaleństwo czy hormonalne szaleństwo wysunęłoby się na plan pierwszy.
So we in the jury have a difficult job, and in some ways a beautiful one though, because we hope to find artists who will create some magic.
Czeka nas oczywiście bardzo trudna praca jako jurorów, ale praca bardzo piękna, bo mamy nadzieję znaleźć kogoś, kto w muzyce Fryderyka Chopina odnajdzie prawdziwą magię.
And just to conclude, of course, I am rather overwhelmed by the honor of being the first non-Polish chairman of the jury.
A ja oczywiście, by zakończyć, czuję się wręcz przygnieciony owym zaszczytem, jaki spadł na mnie, jakim jest to, że jestem pierwszym w historii niepolskim przewodniczącym jury konkursu.
Yes, it's an honor. I've been coming a lot for the last 55 years, and I think most of the Polish music community knows me rather well. So I'm not a surprising figure, even if my nationality is surprising.
Od pół wieku regularnie powracam do Polski. Środowisko muzyczne zna mnie oczywiście bardzo dobrze, więc moja postać, mam nadzieję, nikogo tutaj nie zaskoczyła.
Thank you very much.
Bardzo dziękuję. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Na literę oczywiście jeszcze zaczekamy, proszę Państwa. Zapraszam
Of course,
panią
we
Aldonę
shall
Machnowską,
wait a bit longer for the
prezydentkę
letter to be drawn. May I invite Aldona Machnowska-Góra, Deputy Mayor of Warsaw.
Witajcie w Warszawie.
Welcome to Warsaw. Certainly the city of Chopin, the capital of world pianism. These are our ambitions, these are our aspirations. Certainly it is so during the International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition. This is what Warsaw is in this time. We want to be a good place, a good venue where all the participants, everyone who has arrived here for the Chopin competition will feel good. Don't be afraid of all the renovations and modernizations of our streets. The city is changing and that is necessary, but may I also say that we are very grateful to the Fryderyk Chopin Institute that we can co-organize the competition as a city and do it with so many partners. This creation of a network and constellation of the impact of the Chopin competition on other locations, on other music genres, and also on building this network of links between generations. Concerts, recitals in small culture centers, also the music lovers zone in Plac Centralny, and even the Warsaw Underground will resound with Chopin's music. Those of you who have come to Warsaw for the first time will have an opportunity to listen to the music benches in the Royal Road. They also play Chopin. Closing, I would like to tell you that I am very deeply moved by this tension that accompanies the competition, before the competition, during and also after. It's true not only for the organizers and participants, which is natural, but also the people of Warsaw, people who perhaps don't use this current music celebration of classical music in philharmonic halls and other music halls. Their involvement is absolutely unbelievable. 100 years means generations. We, our children, as well as our parents and grandparents, that all builds this network constellation around Chopin's music, piano music, which is absolutely impossible to overappreciate. If even football fans join this our great family of Chopin and Chopin competition lovers, means that what else can we want? What else is there to be expected? I believe that the Jubilee round in 2030 will be played by also Sinfonia Varsovia and that there will be events in football stadiums. May I not extend, because I can believe what butterflies in the stomach all the participants have waiting for the first letter. Welcome again to Warsaw. Thank you very much, Ms. Mayor. Yes, the media have been interested in the roadworks around the Philharmonic Hall. Thank you very much for accepting media questions about the issue. Thank you very much for your vigilance. And now it's time for Professor Tomasz Stral, Director of the Chopin Music University in Warsaw. Magnificence, the floor is yours. Distinguished minister, ministers, distinguished guests, maestros, distinguished jury, and dear participants. The Chopin University of Music in Warsaw, the oldest Polish music university, is one that was graduated by Chopin himself. This year we co-organize the whole event. Throughout that time, the entire authorities and community of our university tried to work as close as possible with the Institute, for it is in our university that candidates get ready for the competition performances. The Chopin tradition that is profound in our university is represented by Professor Jan Eckert, who created the first complete publication of works of Chopin. Maestro Janusz Olejniczak, who unfortunately is now departed. Regina Smędzianka, Barbara Hesse-Bukowska. This year, we are represented by 5 candidates, and Maestro Piotr Paleczny, who is an honorary doctor of our university, and the visiting professor Krzysztof Jabłoński. closing to me all the participants in this competition, all the 84 people present here. You're all the winners of this competition because you prepared yourself for the world's most difficult and greatest music competition, namely the Chopin competition in Warsaw. Thank you very much for your attention.
Bardzo dziękuję, panie profesorze. 84 osoby, żebyśmy pilnowali.
Thank you very much, Professor. Yes, it's precisely 84 people. Zofia Zembrowska, the director of the Warsaw Philharmonic. May I invite you to take the floor? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Warsaw Philharmonic, or the National Philharmonic, is the host of the Chopin competition. It has been won, with one small exception, from the very start. It's a great honor for the National Philharmonic and a great joy, first, to be able to host eminent young pianists who take this challenge to stand up to the difficulties that the great Polish composer posed for them. And also let us not forget that the Philharmonic Hall participates in the competition as the orchestra accompanying the participants in the finals in this contest that shows not only the sensitivity and the skill, but also the skill of dialogue, which in future career working with orchestras and conductors will be of exceptional importance. Therefore, I hope that for those participants who reach the final round will be a great pleasure. It is definitely a great joy and pleasure for the orchestra of the Polish National Philharmonic to accompany so many young, fantastic artists on the eve of their career. So I wish you a great time, the young participants, but also a great time for all the audiences. And I'm so happy that the sounds that will resound within the walls of the Philharmonic Hall will make history. And that's something we all know. And I'm very glad that we will be able to produce that sound together with the artists, and that these sounds will resound in the magnificent building of the Polish Philharmonic National Hall. Thank you very much. I do invite you to that hall. Thank you very much, our director. Now, may I invite Olga Brzezińska, the Deputy Director of the Adam Mickiewicz Institute. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to meet you on the eve of one of the most important music events in the world. The International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition is far more than just pure rivalry. It's a meeting of talents, sensitivities, and artistic personalities that enter dialogue with the genius of Fryderyk Chopin. For young pianists, it is a great challenge. For the audience, it's an opportunity to commune with the art of the highest essay. And to Poland, a reason to be proud that we can share our heritage with the whole world. Art is a means, a way of communities embodying their values. Chopin's music, born of yearning and genius, speaks in a universal language that is understandable on all continents. For many years, the Institute has supported this competition, understanding it a perfect opportunity to tell the world about Poland through its most beautiful, namely Chopin's music. In the world full of hastened messages, the purity and depth of that music remind us of importance of its timeless idea. This year we organized more than 30 study visits of the Japanese, British, Spanish, German, American, Korean and Indian journalists. In Warsaw, we will have the Times, El País, Gramophone and Rai. Thanks to their work, the message of this competition and the beauty of Chopin's music will reach millions of audiences all around the world. And the capital of Poland will gather the attention of connoisseurs and aficionados of classical music. We often say that culture is the most beautiful power of diplomacy. This soft power is really shared imagination that is hospitable, opens any conversations, and is translatable into actual ties between people and institutions. The Chopin competition is also a duty, a responsibility for talent, for supporting young artists, and for sensitivity of the audiences. May I thank our partners from the Chopin Institute for their titanic work. I address special attention and thanks to the Ministry of Culture for the ambitious international support of the competition. I thank also the team of Adam Mickiewicz Institute for translating idea into reality. And I wish the participants courage and inspiration to jury this special attention and special ear for the personal poetry that the participants are going to present. And to us all, plentiful emotions. Let October be remembered as the time when Warsaw has become the true global capital city of pianism. Thank you very much.
Bardzo dziękujemy pani dyrektor także za realizację tych wizyt.
Thank you very much, Director, also for carrying out all those journalist visits. Their participants all say that Chopin is lucky to have Mickiewicz around. So we're very glad. May I now invite Piotr Kędziorek, the director and the head of the editors in Polish radio. Good afternoon. As you saw in this promotional message, the radio transmissions from our Chopin competition help you even to harvest potatoes. The greater is our responsibility in the Polish radio for reaching Chopin's music to everyone, especially during this one of the world's most important cultural events, and definitely the most important cultural event in Poland. We have accompanied the Chopin competition from its earliest years, and as Polish radio, we are only 2 years older than the competition. We are celebrating our centenary this year. In Polish Radio 2 and Polish Radio Chopin, we will be airing everything that's taking place at the competition, beginning with the inaugural concert through all the rounds to the concerts by prize winners. But Polish radio is more than just the highest quality of sound in streaming live at those competitions. This year we will also do it binaurally, which allows you to feel as if you were in the middle of the National Philharmonic Hall, but also thanks to the highest competences of our journalists and expert and definitely honest commentary upon what is happening during the competition. I'm especially happy this year. We know that the competition is also a motion of the sport type. The previous speakers have reminded of that. But I'm especially glad that this year we have a participant who won our prize in an alternative competition, Zuzanna Sejbuk, the winner of the Polish Radio Chopin, and I can probably disclose that I'll be her special fan, but my fingers are crossed for all the participants in the competition. Thank you very much.
Dziękuję, panie dyrektorze. Zapraszam panią.
Thank you very much, Director. Can I invite Ms. Anna Karna, Director of TVP Kultura? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. TVP Kultura, from its earliest days, that is since 2005, has accompanied Fryderyk Chopin competition. That first time we worked with it in 2005, we aired everything. My colleagues had that doubt. Can you, for nearly a whole day in TV, show pianists who play works by the same composer? Those doubts were proved absolutely wrong by the impressive millions of viewers mentioned by the minister. So this year we are here at the Chopin competition again. It's a beautiful mission and it's also a grand event, also logistically. There will be 20 cameras working for you to show you the great talent and the great emotions. We'll be able to take a sneak peek, see the faces, see the palms, the bodies, all the emotions accompanying the musicians, the pianists. All that will be served to you with the highest quality image and sound. there will be HD transmission, but the Polish TV produces 4K signal, and it will be made available in the world on the YouTube channel of the Polish Fryderyk Chopin Institute. You will also be able to choose different types of sound. Dolby Atmos 5.1 absolutely cinema quality. You will decide what quality you choose. We obviously invite you, beginning with the 2nd of October, the opening concert at 7:45 p.m. Both second channel of Polish TV and TVP Kultura will be from 9:50 till around 10:30. Everything taking place in the Warsaw Philharmonic Hall will be with you, and comments will be provided by experts on Fryderyk Chopin and eminent experts in culture. So I hope it's going to be very interesting media event. The minister mentioned the hours, how very much we need the media coverage of this event. This year we will put nearly 140 hours of live coverage, and the final will be shown in TVP1, Polonia and Kultura. There are 150 people working on behalf of the Polish TV on the competition. They're all involved and they all love Chopin's music. So I hope it's going to be beautiful. Thank you very much. You're cordially invited. Thank you very much, Director. I've mentioned that a letter will be drawn. This is precisely the time. Can we have the machine ready? I'm looking towards the Totalizator Sportowy representatives. This is a historical device. May I invite Artur Szklener and Minister Cienkowska. Director, could you please rotate the machine? And the minister will draw. It's safe, really. It's safe to open. The letter drawn is T. Let me look into my notes. The first participants playing at the competition will be Jie Tao from China. This is how we have finished the official drawing ceremony. The president of the Polish National Lottery is saying that everything followed the rules of engagement. Any comments after the conference? However, the conference is not over yet. The minister, the director, can I take it? Well, negotiate it with the director, please. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, an event of the class of the Chopin competition would not be possible without the magnificent support of our partners and sponsors, for which we're very grateful. Now it's time for them. The time that with great gratitude and joy for meeting those who make it possible to run our competition and who make our dream come true. May I now invite Ms. Lidia Kołucka, the Executive Director for Sponsoring of Orlen. The floor is yours. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We find it a great honor and distinction to be able to work with the Chopin Institute and sponsor the 19th Fryderyk Chopin International Piano Competition. For all the staff of Orlen, notably for our board, is a great honor. We thank for the trust the Institute members of a jury and participants in this great celebration of music. We thank you because to us this is something that is really the blood circulation of our company. We're very glad to say that Chopin will also be present at pumping station, at gas station. Yes, it will be so. We've made sure that Chopin is present in 7 Polish cities. We built, especially for music lovers, but really for absolutely everyone, 7 music lovers zone. We inspired by sport, of course. The 7 cities are Szczecin, Gdańsk, Białystok, Wrocław, Płock, Lublin, and precisely in Warsaw, this exceptional city that will host the participants of this event. We have created special zones where in this public space we will be able to create community and listen together to the competition of struggle, but we also created special space for young people where you can meet, participate in special workshops to feel this celebration so that we are together in these exceptional days. I invite all and sundry and I wish the participants all the best. Our fingers are crossed and we invite you to our zones also here in Warsaw, in Plac Centralny Square, as the mayor said, in the very center of our capital city. We invite all of you. Let's be together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. See you in the zones.
Bardzo dziękujemy, pani dyrektor.
Thank you very much, Director. Can I invite Ms. Katarzyna Zimińska-Jankowska, Deputy Chair of PKO Bank Polski Supervisory Board.
Dzień dobry Państwu.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To us, too, it's a great honor to be here with you and to participate in this especially important event, namely the 19th Chopin competition, being held now here in Warsaw. It is one of the most important music events in the world and one of the most distinguishable symbols of Polish culture. For many years, PKO Bank Polski has been involved in artistic and educational projects that protect and promote Polish national heritage. We support events both of this scale, international, like the one we're enjoying today, and the local ones at the level mentioned by the Minister of Community, small locations, because those talents come from there. And we, as a Polish bank, work on bringing out these talents so that they finally reach this space, the stage of the international Chopin competition. Why do we find it important? Because culture is the foundation for the modern society. We believe that this is investing into our future. We want to cherish the tradition, but at the same time, we want to meld and bring together what has been long with us with what is new. The Chopin competition attracts attention of plentiful international media, and as PKO, Polish Bank, we want everyone to know about us, about Poland, which is why our presence here with you is quite obvious. To us, Chopin is more than just a great composer and pianist. He is a symbol of the creative genius that has inspired generations. The competition gives young pianists an opportunity to present their talent and to start this grand international career. We wish all the participants courage, and to us, you all are the winners because you have that courage to come up into the stage and play for the international audience. And we just can't wait to be listening to this fantastic music. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you very much. May I invite now Mr. Szymon Gawryszczak, representative of the board of the Polish Lottery, Totalizator Sportowy. You confirm that drawing the letter was correct. To emphasize the importance of Totalizator Sportowy here, I'd like to say that without our machinery, the competition would never have taken place. But Mr. Laskowski mentioned that it is the machine that we use. No, especially to our foreign guests, we want to say we don't use these machines anymore. This dates back to the 1960s and will soon be part of our museum collection, because we're 70 this year and we're opening a museum of our company. To me, ladies and gentlemen, it's a personal experience to me because I come from Duszniki Zdrój, and I had that pleasure since I was a little kid to be in the spa park where the festival is held in Duszniki Zdrój. I could hear that sound walking around there with my colleagues. I didn't understand that sound when I was a kid, and I still don't understand all of it. But I believe that you don't have to be an extra expert or music lover to experience deeply Chopin's music. And this is really uncanny about that music, that it speaks a universal language to us. Language we understand in our own way, every one of us differently. But what was said here earlier, emotions are unique and everyone experiences these emotions in their individual way. We try to describe Chopin's music in Polish and in other languages of the world. If you got together Mickiewicz, Słowacki and Norwid, the three Polish poet prophets, would find it difficult to describe that music. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot add anything more to it. Do feel this music as deeply as you only can, and to participants whose skills are at a very high level. As a person whose everyday task is distributing luck and happiness, is wishing you luck and happiness. Thank you very much. And the largest number of parks where you can listen to Chopin so that young men can ambulate there. May I invite Bogdan Pęczak, the president of the board of PZU, the Polish National Insurer. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you most cordially to this special day and place. I'm very proud because our color range is very well suited to that of the logo of the competition. Fryderyk Chopin goes beyond music. He's also a symbol of Poland and Polish culture. Chopin is also perfection and the object of pride for all of us. When we say the most eminent Polish composer, we immediately think Chopin. Perhaps it's too daring and courageous a comparison, but we'd love the PZU group to be such a symbol of perfection in Poland as Chopin, and that Poles asked for the best financial institution don't hesitate to name PZU. And now let's enjoy the inauguration of the 19th International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition, an event celebrating the composer's fantastic work, but also presents to the world the beauty of Polish culture, talent and passion of the Polish people. To PZU, it is an honor to be a partner in this exceptional event. Our involvement in the Chopin competition is an expression of care for the national heritage, but also an investment into the future, into international dialogue, young artists, and the positive image of Poland throughout the world. We promote the work of eminent artists and support the development of young talents, and in that we care for the foundations of Polish creativity. For years we have persistently supported culture, certain that our corporate social responsibility requires being where timeless values are being born. Chopin and his Europe, Fryderyk Chopin are music, and this competition, thanks to our cooperation with the Chopin Institute, are real proofs that this music can find more international recognition. PZU has more than 100 years of tradition. We not only care and support, but build community. For example, through the Chopin competition, bringing Polish culture to the fore of the global artistic life. I wish all the participants luck, and to the Chopin milieu, musical emotions. Let this meeting be a start of a magnificent journey in which PZU will be your proud and satisfied partner. May I also refer to the video in which you mentioned different things, and one of the people mentioned that was what could happen if Chopin were lost. May I wish you all that Chopin lasts, goes on, and goes on forever. Thank you very much.
Bardzo dziękujemy, panie prezesie. Zapraszam pana
Thank you very
Macieja
much, Mr.
Lipczuka,
President.
prezesa zarządu Emitel
Now
S.A. Bardzo
invite
proszę.
the president of Emitel S.A., Mr. Maciej Lipczuk.
Szanowni Państwo,
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Chopin competition is a true celebration of the piano that for generations has inspired generations of young artists and built bridges between cultures. We are so proud to be able to be a partner again as Emitel of this magnificent event. We find it a great honor to be able to accompany the Fryderyk Chopin Institute in creating history that reaches the hearts of people beyond any borders and promotes Polish culture throughout the world. Let me only add that also thanks to cooperation between Emitel with Polish TV and radio, the signal can reach you in Poland. Closing, may I wish all the participants artistic courage and unforgettable moments spent on the stage of the Polish National Philharmonic, the Warsaw Philharmonic. Let the final be fulfillment of your dreams, and to us, the audience, a source of profound emotions. Thank you very much.
Pięknie dziękuję, panie prezesie. Zapraszam pana
Thank you very much,
Mariusza
Mr.
Grzesiaka,
President. Can I now
dyrektora
invite
regionalnego
Mariusz Grzesiak, the Regional Director for Lexus.
Szanowni Państwo, drodzy melomani,
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, dear music lovers, I just wanted to say that we meeting here at the place where the motoring brand that we represent has high culture in its DNA, and we want to enter it into the strategy not only today. For many years we have corroborated that it is so, and we are really overjoyed waiting for the opening of the Chopin competition, the event that for nearly a century has been more than just a celebration of music, of a celebration of talents and artistic moments, something that has accompanied all the editions of this competition. Ladies and gentlemen, the history of the Chopin competition is the history of unique passions, but also the search for perfection, and these domains, these values, ladies and gentlemen, are of exceptional importance for Lexus, the brand. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's why Lexus Poland and Lexus Central Europe were on the eve of starting this cooperation more than a decade ago. We took this decision because we believed it to be obvious and extremely simple, but also greatly pleasant. To us, it is a great honor to be able to cooperate and write the following pages of the history of global pianism together with the Chopin Institute. This is a path we're going to follow in the coming weeks. That is why, closing, I wanted to wish you all the best, fantastic performances, great joy in performing on your pianos those beautiful pieces throughout the competition. To all the participants and to you, music lovers, I wish extreme joy and elation in communing with this music. Thank you very much.
Bardzo dziękuję, panie dyrektorze. Zapraszam panią
Thank you very
Agnieszkę
much,
Wieczorek,
Director.
dyrektor Biura Marketingu
And I
i reklamy
invite Ms.
Polskie Porty.
Agnieszka Wieczorek, the Director for Marketing and Advertisement of Polish Airports, Polskie Porty Lotnicze.
To teraz będzie troszkę lotniczo.
Now it's going to be a bit about flying. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ministers, mayor, representatives of the media, guests, dear participants. As the previous speakers have mentioned, to me it is a great joy to be standing here before you at this conference invited by the Chopin Institute and to take the floor during the International Fryderyk Chopin competition just opening now. To us, it is a special opportunity because Polskie Porty Lotnicze, Polish airports, as the institution responsible for the air gates to Poland, are very close to the mission of this competition. Airports are where cultures come together, so do stories and languages, and much like Chopin's music, they bring in our shared values, independent of the borders, of the barriers. To us, of special importance is the fact that the largest Polish airport is named after Fryderyk Chopin here in Warsaw. It hosts tens of thousands of passengers every day. They are travelers from all around the world, thus creating a symbolical gate to our country. We're proud to be able to support an event that for years has attracted to Warsaw musical talents from all around the world, building the prestige of our country on the international stage. May I once again thank very warmly the Fryderyk Chopin Institute for so many years of cooperation and wish the participants, the artists, all the luck and success. Our fingers are crossed for all participants. We wish you power, strength and inspiration. May every sound flowing from the stage be a testimony and proof to your talent and love of Fryderyk Chopin's music. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Director. May I invite now Ms. Malwina Pawłowska, the Deputy President of the Foundation of Robert Dobrzycki. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the word honor has been mentioned so many times, but let me repeat it once again. It's a great honor to participate in building the atmosphere of this event, the event that promotes Poland. It's the best call card for Polish promotion all around the world, if not the universe, as proved by the Ignis space mission when Chopin resounded in space June this year. As Robert Dobrzycki Foundation, may I thank very warmly the Chopin Institute for trust that we were given, and I thank for the titanic work they do so that this atmosphere can be so exceptional. Thank you very much. And now I invite Ms. Ewa Lampart, the Director for Marketing of PLL LOT, Polish Airlines. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Minister mentioned that Chopin brings the world together. What then brings together PLL LOT, that I have the honor of representing, with this celebration of the piano passion of plentiful talents? Well, there are quite a few values we share. The great heritage of Chopin competition and PLL LOT Airlines. Our history also spans nearly a century. That's a heritage that keeps inspiring and bringing people from all the continents, as has been said here. Another value that is really great is Poland, and Poland in the heart of the world. It is Chopin, our great composer, and Polish Airlines LOT that are fantastic ambassadors of Polish culture and Poland as such. Chopin's competition accompany our passengers during boarding and deboarding, on boards of Dreamliners, on long-haul flights as well, creating the unique atmosphere in the air. Another issue is emotions and traveling. Closing the eyes to the sounds of mazurkas or nocturnes, we can be transported into the fields with snow-white flowers of buckwheat. But entering boards of our planes hearing Polish Dzień dobry, we feel at home. And these are the emotions that I believe that bring together both flights by LOT and Chopin competition. Does then the fact that LOT is the official carrier and partner of the Chopin competition, is that a coincidence? I don't believe so. Therefore, I would say that LOT that takes passengers to nearly 100 destinations is present in places important exceptionally for Chopin. Vienna, Paris, London, Warsaw is obviously the heart of all those travels, but we also connect Warsaw, Poland to the foreign fans of Japan, doing daily flights to South Korea and Japan. Soon we will open new connections. I'm not saying what locations, but there is one going to be very strongly connected to Chopin. On behalf of all our family, Polskie Linie Lotnicze LOT, we keep our fingers crossed. That's what I would like to say. There are plenty of us, so there are plenty of those fingers that are crossed. And we believe that every one of you is already the winner. As the national carrier, we are very proud to be able to support this great celebration and fantastic people who participate in this fantastic celebration. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Director, and ladies and gentlemen, our conference is slowly about to finish, and whether we're finishing it now depends on you. Depends on your answer to my question, whether you have any questions. I can't see any questions, so we are officially closing the inaugural press conference of the 19th International Fryderyk Chopin Piano Competition. Thank you very much.